What's going on? It's your boy Bowie here, back at it again. And this video is an analysis of the two pieces of tech that I recently put out regarding Sub-Zero and the cameo Frost. Before you guys say anything, I got these skins from Nexus Mods. I put out a video of exactly how you go about doing that process. So if you're on PC, you can get these skins for free. They're easy. They're dope. You know, I got a video for that. So check it out on my channel. So why am I analyzing tech that I already put out? Well, I put out two videos yesterday. Not just two, I put out more than that, but I put out two specific videos using Sub-Zero and Frost together. And the first tech video was borrowed from, something that I use for Kung Lao. As a matter of fact, let me demonstrate the Kung Lao thing now. So let's put this in the center. Let's also give me Kung Lao. So I got this tech from Tom Brady. So what happens is when Sub-Zero gets a hit confirm. Whoa, hold on. It's like stuttering as hell. I don't know if I like that. Hold on a quick second. I'll be right back. Let me straighten my stuff out real quick. Sorry about that. All right. So the tech from Tom Brady that I got was this. So basically, it creates a hard to blockable setup with Kung Lao low hat. So what happens is after you get the ground freeze and the ice ball, you make the opponent guess between high and low. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that they kind of have to deal with, And so it's obviously very good, but if you'll notice, it starts off of a 11% damage combo that then gives you an opportunity for another setup, right? And so I said, all right, well, if it's good enough for Lao, then perhaps I can do a similar thing for Frost. Now, I didn't try it mid-screen, because I don't think it'll work mid-screen. Yeah, see, doesn't really work that well mid-screen because the Frost Ball travels way slower. But in the corner, you don't have that problem. You know what I'm saying? In the corner, they have nowhere to go. And so I said, all right, well, let me put that out. Damn, you can tell I'm on my other PC because these graphics is killing me. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is not about graphics. This is about tech. More specifically, tech analysis. And so, the person that initially requested for me to look up some tech with Sub-Zero Frost, they were very gracious. They were very thankful. And I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you asking me about Frost and Sub-Zero. And as a matter of fact, if those of you that are listening out there want to, request more characters for me to try to lab with, I'll be more than happy to do so. Though I will admit, I will be busy in the next couple days because I'm going to be flying up north to see my family for Christmas. So that's kind of why I'm, uploading a bunch of videos now, because I'm going to be gone for the next 4 days, But when I come back, it's on, you dig? But anyway, So the person that requested the Frost Tech was very thankful, and a lot of you guys, most of you, the overwhelming majority of you, were very, positive and constructive and, all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate y'all. However, there's always that one motherfucker. There's always that one motherfucker out there. And in my case, it was actually two motherfuckers. One of them I had to block because he was doing the fucking most. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't got time. I warned him. I said, hey, either be constructive or don't say shit. Dude want to sit there and argue, so I canceled his ass. Now I have another comment saying that this tech is useless. Why is it useless, they say? Because the initial combo is 11%, and instead of me doing 11%, I can be going for 30% into the same setup. And so herein lies the point of the video. I want to analyze the two pieces of tech and go over the pros and cons of each. And my aim is to make the case that for those of you that are going to play Sub-Zero and Frost together, I would argue that you don't need to choose between one or the other. You should probably use both, depending on the situation that you're in. Okay? So, let's first analyze the suggested thing. So, the suggestion is that, hey, instead of you going for 11%, you need to go for a full combo. Okay, let's go for the full combo then. Okay, that's 304. That's 30. Only issue with this combo, that right there. Now, sometimes that hits, and it hits perfectly fine. But then other times, your stand one doesn't come out. Hold on. See that? So I'm not a fan of that combo. That's probably the maximum damage Sub-Zero can get into an ice clone. Is double back 2, 2-1, 1-2 freeze. Or 1-2 clone, I should say. And it can work. Except when the game eats your inputs. Okay, there I hit it. Or that happens too. Notice the clone didn't even... The clone hit it the wrong spot. Okay, that worked well. But if you hit the back 2 too low, you don't get a combo. So I don't even recommend using that combo. Okay? So what else can we do after back 2? Well, we can go for the undroppable, which is 1-2. That. You can do that. So in totality, the initial combo damage is this. And then you go for your frost setup, and then you get your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. Actually, let me not spoil what I was going to do. Okay. So you can get that. Now, I like that because that does a little bit more damage. Triple back 2. So that's basically 300. Promise I'm not trying to drop none of this. I don't do no parlor tricks. I'm not interested in dropping combos. I'm interested in hitting them, you know? Okay. That's not bad. Okay. That's not bad. You know what I'm saying? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. So you can do that. You can do that. But I want you to notice that with all of these combos, notice what happened to me. I'm playing offline. And I dropped those combos. I dropped them all. Okay? Now, maybe that's a reflection of me being not as good as the people watching this video. Perhaps. That's a distinct possibility. And it might be a reflection of me not even being as good as the people criticizing my initial tech. That's well within, you know, the realm of possibility. But maybe, just maybe, these back two combos in the corner, they're not 100% reliable all the time. One of the ways that you know that a combo's reliable is if you can hit that bitch 10 times back to back on both sides of the screen. If you can do that, that's one way to know that a combo's reliable. Another way to know whether a combo's reliable is if in the heat of battle, you can hit this combo 5 times out of 5, or at least 4 times out of 5. That's how you know it's reliable, right? So you already have the heat of battle thing going on, but then you also have the net code. I don't know if y'all been playing online lately, but MK1's net code has gotten increasingly problematic. We are having far more desyncing issues. You know, you'll play one match in Combat League and it'll just desync. Maybe it ain't even Combat League. Casual matches, you'll desync, right? And then on top of that, even in wired connections, you can't react the way that you normally react. How many of us have gotten hit with these slow ass overheads from Smoke and Sub-Zero and Baraka and all these characters with these supposedly reactable overheads? They are reactable. Offline, they're reactable. But online, in this current net code, people are getting hit with this like it's a mix-up, and it's not. You see what I'm saying? So if you're getting hit with a slow overhead, how reliable are these combos online? How reliable are they, really? You know what I'm saying? Not to say that you can't do them, not to say that they don't work, because they do. And not to say that you should stop, but I'm just saying, perhaps you don't want to be so reliant on these big combos for damage, especially when the combo might fuck up. Okay? But let's analyze the other problem with this tech. So, yes, you can get your big damage combo before going for your freeze. So you can do that, right? And the benefit is that Ice Clone keeps the opponent frozen for so long. Look at that, 134 frames, right? So they're frozen for long as a motherfucker. They got mad time. You got mad time to decide what you want to do. But because the opponent has fallen on the ground, you've introduced 2 extra elements that you now have to consider. One of those elements is the armored wake up. And that's easy to beat. You can beat the armored wake up. And really, I should demonstrate this with Cage because I already did that. You guys can look at my Frost Tech 2 video if you want to see how to defeat Johnny Cage's Wake Up. But because the opponent got knocked down, oh, what the hell? See, look at that shit. Now you gotta try to beat that. And as you can see, if your timing's not pristine perfect, oh, look at that. I stuffed it, but I didn't even get a freeze. Bruh. Hold on. There we go. Ooh. See, you gotta be careful. Look at how many variables come into play. You got to time the armor break properly. You got to be the perfect distance away when you catch them frozen with the clone, because otherwise the slow ice ball will collide with the frozen opponent and unfreeze them. And then you got to time, like I said, you got to time your meaty down 3 or armor break move, and you got to make sure it hits before the ice ball does, because if it don't, then you don't get the freeze. Notice how many extra variables you have to account for just because you want to do extra damage. You see what I'm saying? Again, I'm offline. I'm in the practice room. My opponent's not about to snuff me. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm online fighting against that person in that 1-to-2 combat league set, I need something that I know is going to work. Something that I know I can beat him with or her with. Oh, I didn't even talk about the other thing that you have to consider. So not only do you have to consider whether they're going to wake up with a with armor, you got to consider whether they might even delay their wake up. Because if they delay, that messes up your meaty timing. So let's explore. Okay. So if they get up, they do a delayed wake up and stand up, this will whiff. Everything you do will whiff, but they'll get frozen if they don't block. But let's presume that the opponent's not an idiot. Let's say that they block. They delay wake up. They decide they're going to block. Look at that. You went for the throw because you didn't know they would do delayed wake up. You whiffed your throw. They blocked the ice ball, and you're at 33 frames of recovery. They can kill you. A good opponent will stand one and combo you because you tried to be greedy. They did delayed wake up. They woke up and blocked because they saw the ice ball, right? And then you got killed for your trouble, right? Okay. So already there's extra layers to going for the high damage combo. And so for people to proclaim that this tech is somehow quote unquote useless or kind of pointless, we're already starting to see that that's not even true. Because this combo into Frost business, it's not as guaranteed as you think. Notice, I didn't try to drop that. Look at that. I went for a combo that you saw me hit, and magically it dropped. Okay, now it hit. This tech circumvents that. You see? See, because they're standing. There's no wake up for them to do. They can use armor, but they have a split second to do armor, and they have to commit to it. Right? So they have to commit to armoring out, and they got to do it mad quick, because if they're even a tad bit too slow, they're getting frozen. Right? Obviously, there's no delayed wake up because they're still standing. Right? So what are the ways that you could possibly beat this? Well, you can jump. Let's see if you can jump out of this. They can't jump out of it either. What if they jump backwards? I didn't test that. Or forwards. They're probably going to jump backwards. Okay. Look at that. They just get caught again. So they can't jump backwards. What about forwards? Let's see. Oh, God damn it. Bruh. God damn it. Bruh. Okay. Look at that. If they try to jump forward, they jump right into the clone. So they can't jump forward either. Now, there's only a couple things I can think of that might be able to beat this setup. I'm thinking that the opponent can either use armor or they can low poke. Maybe. Let's try that. Let's try that. Oh, I gotta play as player 2. And then okay. And I'm just not even. Okay, so what happens if I... Oh, let me try to... Okay. Okay, you can use armor. You could poke out too. But I want you to notice two things. When you poked, Scorpion still was waiting for the ice ball. So he had to poke and then block in order to prevent from being frozen. You see what I'm saying? So there's always that. Also, I had to poke after Sub-Zero made his move. If Sub-Zero goes for a mid, Hold on. Whoops. Let me try that again. Whoops. Let me, whoops. That wasn't no mid. I could poke first. Okay. Let me see if I can poke before him. I can't even poke first. Oh, okay. Maybe I can. Let me see. Ooh, but I got... the hell? Why am I getting frozen? What the hell's going on here? The hell? That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I'm wondering why sometimes it collides and other times it don't. That's very weird. This game and its hitboxes, Jesus Christ. But anyway, point is, Sub-Zero is the one in control when the hitboxes cooperate, of course. All right, let me get back to what I was doing. Oh, I was player 1. Okay. So, as the Sub-Zero player, you still have the option to block as soon as you shoot this. How long is that stay? Okay, that's 74. Right. So after these 29 frames have passed, you get to block immediately. So if the opponent decides they're going to armor, you can just block and punish. Or you can even block and let the opponent get frozen and then get your combo as the sub player. Or maybe not. You know what I'm saying? The point is, there are clear benefits to this standing tech. Now, there's obviously a huge drawback. The huge drawback is if for some reason the setup fails, you only did 11% and you spent a bar, right? So that does suck. It does. That is a clear drawback as compared to the combo stuff, right? If the combo fails, it's 30%. If the standing setup fails, it's 11, right? So yes, there is a clear drawback. But the point is, neither one of them is so good that you can just say, fuck the other one. I don't need it. It's useless. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm getting at. And thankfully, the vast majority of you that watched the tech videos with Frost did understand that. And so I appreciate y'all for recognizing that without having to say anything. And even if you did think, hey, maybe this is not as useful as I thought, I appreciate you at least, you know, keeping your comments to yourself and all that. Now, By no means am I trying to quash dissent. It's important for people to speak up and dissent and be like, hey, are you sure about this? I don't know about this setup. I see a very clear drawback that blah, 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 blah. That's important. That's vital, I would say. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very important for everyone to point out the pros and cons of a character design, setup, anything. Because that's how we all improve, right? But my point is, there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. You know what I'm saying? The way not to do it is just be like,
oh, this shit is useless. It's kind of pointless.
That's not the way to go about it. Because even though I said you couldn't really use this mid-screen, you kind of can, though. You kind of can. You might be able to get away with using it mid-screen. Even though I said you couldn't before. You know what I'm saying? So, even though this is better in the corner, you can still kind of use it. And if you're going to point out a criticism, point the criticism out fairly and thoughtfully and respectfully, not just on my video, but anybody's videos. You know what I'm saying? Even if you think that what they're showing is absolute dog shit, going to the comment section and saying, oh, this is dog shit, it's not going to curry any favor. I don't even know what kind of response you expect to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you expect that by, you know, saying something assholish that you're going to get, you know, kindness in exchange? Hell nah. I mean, it might be the holiday season, but motherfucker, I ain't Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to reward the kid that's been bad all year with a goddamn PlayStation, right? And likewise, content creators are not going to reward nasty comments or assholish or dickish comments with thanks, bud. They're not going to do that. They probably going to block you. They're at the very least going to tell you how much of a moron you're being. And then they're going to block you and remove you and all such shit as that. You know? But once again, I don't want to make this whole video about the naysayers, because the reality is the vast majority of you guys have been the opposite of naysayers. You guys have been ardent supporters and fans, and so I thank you. This video is for y'all, ultimately. And so what I'm hoping that this video encouraged is, hey, if you're using Sub-Zero and Frost and you're trying to decide, I mean, don't even feel like you have to decide between the two setups. Use this one when the time calls for it. Use this one when the time calls for it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's definitely a case for both of them. You can use them both. And the reason why I would, you know, suggest that you use them both is because you want to mix your opponent up even with the combos and setups that you're doing. The more often that you use one setup over and over and over again, that's the more times that the opponent has to decide, okay, oh, next time he does it, I'm going to break out with this, or I'm going to beat it with that. So if you're doing this combo setup over and over and over again, they're going to learn your timing. You know what I mean? Whereas if you sometimes do this and then sometimes do this, now instead of the opponent focusing on one of your setups, now you got two. And even within your setups, you can do different variations of things, because even with your combos, Maybe sometimes you go for the triple back two and get your freeze. Or maybe you do what I was doing and you do that. Sometimes you do the undroppable. That I managed to drop somehow. But still, like, mixing stuff up is nothing but beneficial. And the more tools you have in your toolbox to utilize against your opponent, the better off you'll do against them. So don't sit there and remove this tool from your toolbox because you don't like the initial damage. And don't remove this tool from your toolbox either. Well, maybe you want to remove that combo because that's like the third goddamn time that done dropped, but still. I'm saying to you, use both. Use as many setups that you can find. And don't just use my setups. Look all over YouTube. I know my boy Bullets for Breakfast is probably going to come up with stuff that's a little bit different than mine. He might already have a Frost setup video by the time this shit come out. You know what I'm saying? And if it's different than the setups that you've seen on my videos, use his too. If Brady comes out with something, MK Tom Brady, that is, the GOAT, you dig? Use his shit too. Use all of our shit. Use it all. You know what I'm saying? Or at least use some of it. Don't just sit there and settle on one thing and one thing only. That would be fool's gold. That's a fool's errand. Do a bunch of stuff, because the more setups that you have, the more likely you are to confound your opponent. And if you can confound your opponent, you can probably defeat him. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I think I've rambled on long enough. I do have more guides coming because I was testing some shit with Jax and Sub, and and I want to dig more into Sector with Sub because yeah, it's a problem. Both of them fools are a problem. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Have a very happy and merry holiday season. Peace.